All right, peeps. It is Sunday, March 31st, 2:01 p.m. I'm listening to Drake 9 from his Views album. I had the urge to listen to it because I was listening to let's see here, Myron Golden. He was recommended to me by Malcolm. He talks a lot about mindset, wealth, abundance, poverty, why, the origins of, and includes scripture, Christian, and he keeps it real as far as how he sees things, his interpretation of everything, and he bases it off the Bible. I think it's very interesting. One thing that stood out to me and is a big reason why I'm talking right now is because he says we have to make decisions. We have to make decisions about what it is that we want and what it is we want to do, what we want and want to do. And he said there's choices every day, but with choices you can make a different choice. One day you might want this, one day you might want that. He said a decision goes one step further. A decision is what you choose, how you choose to live, which way you want to move. A decision can be a choice, but it has more intention, more will behind it. I am deciding that I am going to be rich. I plan to be rich. I am rich. That's a decision I'm making, and I'm going to make it happen. A decision, I am going to start a business. I am going to start a business. A decision. And I will stop at nothing till I start a business. Right? So, with choice, it's like, well, if things line up, great. If not, whatever. I'm gonna go with the flow. It's not a decision. That's just taking what life gives you. We have to decide what we want and go get it, go do it, or not. Because not doing anything is also a decision. I want to be healthy. I want to lead a healthy life. And I'm going to put things in my body that are going to add to my life and remove anything that doesn't. That is a decision. So anyways, decisions. I wanted to hear Drake 9 because he says I made a decision that I died for it. Which he's basically saying, hey, I know what I want and I will die for what I want. And I'm going to do everything I can to get it, even if that means I'm going to die in the process. It is worth it to him. To me, that says, how bad do you want it? How bad do you want it? Whatever it is that you say you want in life, how bad do you really want it? Our actions say a lot. Our actions or inactions say a lot about how bad we want it. Otherwise, our body and our minds are not connected. They're not aligned. And we can say whatever we want, and we can do or do nothing. So it's how much intention we want to live with. We just say whatever, and it just means nothing, or it means something. You assign meaning to things. How important is your word to yourself, to others? Maybe we should talk less or talk more. But again, making a decision, what do you want? And then going for it. I recently quit my job, checked just about every box that I could want, except for my peace of mind. It is important to me that where I choose to spend my time on a long-term commitment basis, that's important to me. My peace of mind is so important to me. I have to be somewhere where my peace of mind is protected. In other words, I won't sacrifice it. I understand hustling, I understand grinding. There's levels to this thing. But it's important for me to do it in a way that aligns with my beliefs, with integrity. I'm not by any means. I'm by what I believe are the right ways for me. Not in a selfish way, but in a way where I'm in truth with myself. Meaning, when I wake up and when I go to sleep, I can feel happy and proud of who I am and the decisions that I made. Not with regret or learning from regrettable decisions and being at peace with it. So all this to say, my peace of mind was being impacted. Leadership made it more stressful than I want to be a part of. I don't like very intense highs and lows. And I don't believe that it's grind, 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 celebrate small win, grind, 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 celebrate a very small win. I understand there's hard work, but there's also such a thing as too much. There's such a thing as pace. There's such a thing as breathing in and breathing out, breathing in and breathing out, breathing in and breathing out, versus breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out, breathing in. Or, you know, don't get me wrong, it wasn't all the time. It just happened more than I am willing to tolerate for myself. I have been through so many adversities and challenges throughout my life, and that will never change because it's a part of life. If we have no challenges, then what makes life worth living? If everything is easy, then how much fun is that? That being said, we want the challenges to be what we call good problems. Yeah, adversities are going to happen. Hard times are going to happen. We're not going to love everything that we experience in life. But how much can we eliminate the challenges we created for ourselves? We create challenges for ourselves all the time. It's all about what type of challenge we want, good or bad, aligned with us or not. But I'm talking about eliminating bad challenges. Challenges we make for ourselves, like cheating or lying. You're expecting your relationship to get better. You want your relationship to work, but you're cheating. You want your relationship to work, but you're lying. And you want to be loved, but you may not be giving that love to the person you're with. That being said, there's another example. We want to get in shape, but we don't want to eat right. We want to get in shape, but we don't want to exercise. And we also love our fast food, our processed food, but we want to get in shape. Those are challenges we're creating for ourselves because our bodies slow down. Our bodies start to break down as we get older. And the breakdown happens faster if we don't take care of ourselves. Obesity, diseases, some no control over. Some, absolutely, we have control over. Unless someone is stuffing food down our throats, everything we put in our mouths is a choice that we make. We decide what we want to eat. We decide what we want to drink, unless someone is forcing us. And what I mean, against your own will. Here, eat this. Here, drink that. I am sorry if anybody is going through something like that. And I pray that you're able to get out of that situation. For everybody else, this is a choice. And don't get me wrong, you can choose not to. You can refuse the food, you can refuse it. I mean, that's on a deeper level. But if you're listening to this and you know that you have a choice, no one is truly forcing you, I'm speaking to you. Our decisions dictate our trajectory of where we're going. Where we are today, there are many things we had zero control over, and there are many things that we had control over. Every decision we make is something we have a control over. Going to work is a decision, is a choice. Not going to work is a choice. Going to the gym is a choice. Not going to the gym is a choice. Eating certain foods is a choice. Lying is a choice. Telling the truth is a choice. And we make choices every second. We can choose to sit down or we can choose to get up right now. We can choose to dance. We can choose to run. We can choose to have sex. We can choose to smoke. We can choose to drink. We can meditate. Just about like that, right? With the snap of a finger. Sitting still, walking, going to the store. Every single second, we're in a position where we can make choices. It's what we do with every single little choice every single day that has led us to this moment on our journey. Now, we can only control ourselves, what we do, what we say. We can't control what happens to us. We can't control what happens to us. I get hit by a car and I didn't see the car and it hit me. I didn't have a choice. That happened to me. There's a lot we can't control, but I'm talking about what we can control. What we do, what we say, how we choose to live or not, who we hang with or not, what we value and what we don't. Choices, decisions. We can't control the outside. We can control the within, the inside. We can choose to make ourselves sick by what we do, what we say, what we eat. We can choose to live our best life by eating the best foods, by exercising, by getting our money right, just going out making it happen. Anyways, decisions. Drake said he made a decision that he died for it. And he said he's always alive. He has to stay on. He feels like there is no taking a break in the sense of not necessarily being able to just shut it down. He's always got to be on. To me, it's like he's living. And to me, it made me think at times I choose to be a spectator. I'm waiting for things to happen to me. And don't get me wrong, there's such a thing as patience and not being wild, taking your time. But at the same time, I have all these goals and ambitions and aspirations, and they're not going to happen on their own. I have to make a decision that I'm going to make this happen. And the question has always been not a matter of if, but when. When? Something told me it was now. I put in my 2 weeks. I have 2 weeks left in my current position, and here I go. So I'm listening to this stuff. I'm feeding myself this because this is it. This is the moment. It's 2:22, by the way. This is the moment. The that I make the decision that I'm gonna become a business owner. I'm gonna stop being a spectator and expecting these things to just come to me. And I'm gonna allow myself to be alive. Now I'm scared. I'm nervous because I know that I have to get back on social media. I know I don't have to, but for what I want to do, I have to. And I guess I need to have a mindset shift with it because at the end of the day, my goal is to impact as many lives as possible. And there aren't too many ways better than social media as far as reaching hundreds, thousands, millions of people in a second with how quickly we can access videos. YouTube, social media, right? Post, boom, fire, share, here, boom. There is no quicker way than social media. Well, there's turning on the TV, watching the show, whatever may have you, but as far as getting it to the masses, social media is advertising at its finest. People go to social media to get their news. People go to social media to do their shopping. People go to social media to get inspired. People go to social media to connect. So much stuff. But anyways, it can be very distracting. It can have very negative effects. It can make you depressed. It can make you more self-absorbed, shallow, unrealistic. So there's so many positives and there's so many negatives, and it's understanding how to navigate that. I've been off social media for 4 years. I've been on YouTube, but following, unfollowing, likes, dislikes, Instagram, like TikTok, all this stuff, like no, four plus years, and I'm loving the fact that I made that decision because I felt like it was a distraction. I didn't want the distraction. There's so many ways for us to get distracted from our vision. Myron Golden talks about that. We have to be intentional about where we're putting our attention. Our attention has to be in what we set are our intentions. In the intentions that we set. That's where our awareness needs to be. And our intention has to be connected with our awareness. Are we aligned? So, all that to say, so now it's about finding the balance. I've said it to my peeps. I'm going to say it to y'all. Consumer or producer? Consumer or creator? Consumer means you're spending. Creating, producing means you're earning. You might have to do a little spending. You may not. Well, yes, your energy at bare minimum, right? Where we put our energy, with who, etc. But I want to get back to the main part. Consumer versus producer. If you're consuming, means you're taking in. It means that you are spending. You are buying. You are watching. You're being a spectator. You're letting life be dictated for you, potentially. But no, at its simplest form, consumers are spending. Creators, developers, producers, they are the ones earning. They are the ones making things happen for themselves. If we watch an episode that inspires us to do amazing things and we actually go out and do it amazing, most of the time they're for different reasons, right? It's for entertainment. If you're making money while getting entertainment, while watching entertainment, that's amazing. That's few and far between. Most of us, that's how we're choosing to spend our time. So if you want to make things happen, you can't just be on the sidelines saying, I want things to happen. You got to decide that you're going to get into the game, that you are in the game of life, and you are going to make things happen for yourself, for your family, your friends, your community, however deep you want to go. But I'm at a point where I've been saying a lot of things. It's time for me to be a creator for me, for what I want to give to this world, for what I'm meant to give to this world. I have to make that decision. And here it is. Here it is. It's time for me to be a creator, a producer. That's how I will interact with social media. I'm going to be providing things. I'm going to be offering things to help people, and in turn, that will come tenfold. It will also provide for me. I provide, and I will be provided for. I produce, and I will see production. I develop, and I will see those results. But if I'm just consuming, then I'm spending. I'm buying. Unless that spending and buying is going towards your vision and it's actually helping you lead in the right direction for what your vision is, then we know what kind of consuming I'm talking about. I had to be this detailed because I don't want us to get things twisted. It's not that simple, but it's also not that complex. So I'm just giving you the fine details so that things don't get misconstrued. Not all spending is bad. Not all consuming is bad. Not all producing is good. Vice versa. I'm talking about optimizing our lives. The more we produce, create, develop, the more abundance we'll create for ourselves. The more we consume, we might get a lot, but usually that's more on an entertainment side, that's more on a disease side, because gluttony isn't necessarily a good thing, right? Eating too much, watching too much, spending too much, that's a gluttony. What are we feeding ourselves? Physically, mentally, spiritually. There's a consumption aspect there. So it could be good, it could be bad. It could add, it could take away. Optimization. Not all consumption is bad, not all production is good, and vice versa. But we have to put ourselves in a position to create, develop, lead, manage. If we're expecting abundance to circulate for us, for our future. You're producing and you're hoping to get consumers. You're developing and you're hoping to get consumers. Now, instead of you spending your money on others, people are spending their money on you. And you're producing more and they're consuming more. And at some point, you may have produced so much or put together so much great creation that you can just stop. And everything else will take care of itself because of all that you produced and all that you created, all that you developed. There's a receiver and a giver. If you give, you shall receive. If you receive, you should give. But if you're just take, what are you giving? How is money going to flow to you if you're just take? What are you giving? So there's a circulation aspect, but what's adding to you, what's taking away? You really got to examine this. It's very simple though. We need to produce more, consume less. Those billboards, these sales, wants and needs, that's a whole different conversation. Wants and needs, that's a whole different conversation. What do we want? What do we need? Learning to live with less, living below your means, and continuing to stack and compound interest into your life, financially, spiritually, physically. I want to talk to y'all about thriving in our lives. I've been on the sidelines for a while, but it's time for me to be a producer, be a player, be a creator in this game we call life. It's more than a game, but sometimes it feels like a video game. It's life, and I'm so grateful for every single second that I get. Thank you, God. Thank you, my creator.